Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Judge Blake Adams. You're here for traffic court. We have a lot of cases on today's docket. We have a lot of people in the Zoom hearing room. So I'd ask that you all please keep your microphones on mute until you're called upon. And
excuse me, Judge. My name is Eduardo Gowdy. I did had an accident, run over by bike riding by a car. I'm at the doctor's right now.
what's your last name?
Gowdy, yes, in George, O-U-D-I-E.
All right, Mr. Gowdy, do you need your case continued?
Please, because I won't be able to talk. I'm in the doctor's office.
All right. I'll go ahead and continue your case. Natalia, what date do we have?
For another 1:30, we're going to use the March 31st for now.
All right. Mr. Gowdy, we're going to continue your case to March 31st at 1:30.
Okay, thank you. Thank you,
All
Judge.
right. Thank you. Stay safe.
Thanks.
All right. Thanks. Okay. Give me a moment here. We have a few more people that are arriving. All right. All right. If we could, I'm going to go ahead and start with Attorney Todd.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. I think you've just got one case on today's docket.
Yes, sir. It's surprising.
All right, Hayron Lopez Polden, 20 TR 22031 with Mr. Todd.
Yes, Your Honor. This is an allegation of speed. I'm curious if this court would consider a withhold on a change of plea.
All right, give me a moment to pull that up. Do I have Trooper Torres in the courtroom?
Yes, Your Honor. Trooper Torres, yes.
All right. Any objection to a withhold of adjudication on this case?
No, Your Honor. Based on my notes here, driver presented good demeanor, had no issues. As long as you find it okay, I'm fine with it.
Mr. Todd, I'm going to require quite a bit of driver improvement school based on his record.
Yes, Your Honor. We would accept that. I also wanted to apologize that this case went to pretrial on the pro se docket, and the client retained counsel after the fact. Otherwise, I would have had an opportunity to make these arguments at an earlier date without subpoenaing the trooper, of course.
All right. All right. Well, I'll go ahead and do a withhold of adjudication, a $250 fine plus court costs, and require a 12-hour driver improvement school.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Trooper.
No problem.
Thank you, Mr. Todd. Did you have any other? You don't have any other cases today?
That's it.
All right. Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
You as well.
Thank you. All right. Do I have Ms. Fish, Attorney Fish, in the courtroom?
Attorney Juan Delgado stepping in for Attorney Monica Fish, sir.
All right. Good afternoon, Mr. Delgado. You've got one case, looks like, on the docket. Zachary
Sure.
Thomas Monsco, 20 TR 17167.
Yes, sir. This is Zach Monsko.
Okay. Are we proceeding with a hearing?
First, Your Honor, first I would like to ask if the officer would agree to a withhold.
All right. Do I have Corporal Pratt present?
Yes, I'm here, Your Honor.
All right. Corporal Pratt, do you have any objection to a withhold of adjudication in this case?
No, sir.
All right. Attorney Delgado, would you like to enter a plea of no contest?
Yes, sir.
All right. Based on the citation and the driving record, I'll go ahead and do a withhold of adjudication, impose a fine of $250 plus court costs. I am going to require 4-hour driver improvement school.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, any other cases, Mr. Delgado?
No, sir.
All right, thank you, sir.
Sir, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Corporal Pratt.
Thank you, sir.
All right, do I have Attorney Brown in the courtroom?
Judge, this is Attorney Renee Suarez, Mr. Brown's partner, covering for him today.
Good afternoon, Mr. Suarez. Looks like you've got one case on the docket. Joshua Aaron Zakis, 20 TR 21820.
Yes, Your Honor. If I may inquire, if Corporal Leone is present?
Yes, I'm present.
Judge,
I am here.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Judge, it'll be a change of plea, just trying to keep the points off. Your Honor, he doesn't have a Florida license, but I would like to represent to the court, and I wish I could show it to you, but I have a certified copy of his West Virginia driver's license record, and it was printed on December 14th of 2020, and it does not show any citations in his history.
Okay. So you're seeking a withhold on this?
Judge, if possible, I know the speed was excessive. I will point out for mitigation's sake that it was late at night, and I believe the traffic was little to non-existent. But I'll let the trooper speak to that.
That is correct. There was almost no traffic, but the speed, like we said before, was pretty excessive. Up to you, Your Honor. Whatever you want to do is fine with me, sir.
I realize that there was probably light traffic at that hour, but at that speed, Attorney Suarez, I can't do a withhold.
I understand, Your Honor.
Do you still wish to enter a plea of no contest?
Yes, Judge.
All right, I will, give me 1 second. All right, I'll do an adjudication of guilt. Because of the speed, I have to impose a $1,000 fine plus court costs. I am going to require an 8-hour driver improvement school. I'll give them 90 days to pay. 90 days to pay on all cases today, Natalia.
Okay, yeah.
Understood, Your Honor.
All right, anything else, Mr. Suarez?
No, that's all I have. May I be excused?
You may, thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Thank you, Corporal Leone.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, I believe that covers all of the attorney cases. Do I have any officers that just have one case on today's docket?
Your Honor,
Yes.
I have to be in training at 3, and I have 2
Okay.
cases.
All right, go ahead, Deputy.
I have a last name Riviera Barrera.
All right, case number 20 TR 21162. Do I have MC Rivera Barrera in the courtroom?
Yo. You speak Spanish?
No español.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'm here. I speak English, whatever you have to say.
Okay. All right. Give me a moment to pull up that case. All right, ma'am, you're here on a speeding citation. Do you wish to go forward with the hearing, or would you like to enter a plea of no contest?
Can you explain a little bit what is the hearing and what is the context? What would it be, the one and the other?
Well, if you wish to fight the citation, then I will take testimony from you and the officer and determine whether you're guilty or not. Or if you'd like to just enter a plea and accept the court's decision based on the citation and driving record, then the court would make a decision and impose a fine.
Okay, let me translate this into my friend. Just hold on a second, okay?
All right.
How much is the fine?
Sí, ¿cuánto es?
Well, pursuant to statute, the minimum amount is $250 to $500.
Okay, hold on a second. Yes, she goes with that. She accepts it.
She'd like to enter a plea?
Ven, una pregunta.
Deputy McCoy, any objection to a withhold of adjudication in this case?
No, Your Honor.
No habrá sido la primera.
Okay, she's telling me the first time she was, she's received the mail, it arrived in New York, but she wasn't in New York, she was in Florida, and she didn't attend to the first court. Would it affect her in any way if she didn't attend the first time?
No. I think you've muted your microphone.
I'm sorry, so here, as long as she accepts the fine, she's gonna be fine, or how would it be the best way in order for her to just go ahead and forget about this? So what would it be the best way, just to accept the fine?
Well, the deputy has indicated that he would be okay with a withhold of adjudication, meaning she wouldn't get any points on her license. If she would like to accept that, I would impose a fine and court costs and give her 90 days to pay.
Okay, she accepts that. And the license, after a while, was she able to get her license back to normal, or she still is gonna keep her license like that?
Well, I don't understand the question.
You said that she's gonna get some credits in her license. Can you explain a little bit more about that?
All right, well, here's what I'll do. I'll do a withhold of adjudication. That means she'll not get any points on her license. I'll impose a fine of $350 plus court costs, and I'll give her 90 days to pay.
That sounds better. And how much is the court cost?
Natalia, how much are the court costs?
$103.
$103.
Okay, hold on.
And does she still live at Gibbs Pond Road in New York? Deputy McCoy, do you know the last name of your next case?
It's Eugene Cedrid.
Okay, let me go ahead and get that ready.
Okay, she accepts that. So she pays $350 and she pays the cost of court and she accepts that.
All right, very good. We'll send the documents in the mail then.
Okay, that's a deal.
¿Cómo hago ese pago?
How is she supposed to pay this? By mail, or how she is supposed to do this?
She can pay by mail or online. The information will
¿Puedo
be...
poner la tarjeta ahí mismo?
Yeah. Yeah, okay, that sounds good.
All right, very good. Thank you both.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
So we just leave the meeting or we stay?
Yes, you can leave the meeting now.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, you too.
Sí, ya no me va a quedar ninguna.
No. She has another question. So by this, she's not gonna receive any more fines or anything else. I mean, once she pays this, she's fine, right?
As long as this is the only thing she's got.
Okay, that sounds good.
All right.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Take care. All right, Deputy McCoy, tell me that name again.
Cedric Eugene.
All right, do I, case number 20 TR 24798, do I have Cedric Eugene in the courtroom? All right, Deputy McCoy, will you raise your right hand to be sworn? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, you may proceed with your testimony.
Okay. October 21st, 2020 at approximately 11:32 a.m. in Collier County. I was traveling eastbound in the 32,000 block of US 41. I observed a single silver Ford Fusion that was westbound. My visual estimate of the vehicle was 95 and a 60. I then activated my front moving radar, heard a loud Doppler tone and a digital reading of a 96 and a 60. I turned around, stopped the vehicle at 29 and 41. Driver stated he was late to work and was in a hurry. I confirmed the driver off of his Florida driver's license. Driver had a warning for speeding in August of 20 and then another one in December of 19. I issued the citation for 96 miles an hour in a 60 mile an hour zone.
All right, last call for Cedric Eugene. Do I have a Cedric Eugene? All right, having heard the officer's testimony, I find the defendant guilty. I'm going to adjudicate the defendant guilty, impose a fine of $250 plus court costs, and require a 4-hour driver improvement school. Give him 90 days to pay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, and I'll also D6 the license for the failure to appear. All right, thank you, Deputy McCoy.
Judge, Attorney Gordon Kogler, I apologize for interrupting your busy docket today, but I'm just stepped out of the other courtroom in Vero Beach on Milton Garcia, and I just didn't want to end up with a D6 like the last person.
Okay. Mr. Kegler, I don't see that you have any cases on the docket today.
Okay.
Unless you recently filed a notice of appearance. Thank you, Deputy McCoy.
No, January, I'm looking at the hearing notice, January 27th. This is on case number 2020 TR 019283. Defendant is Milton Galicia.
Can you give me that case number again?
Yes, Judge. It is case number 2020 TR 019283. I'm looking at my hearing notice with today's date and time.
I'm showing, and the last name on that was Galicia?
Galicia.
All right, I'm showing that case already resolved back in December.
Okay. All right, Judge. Thank you. May I be excused?
You may. Thank you, Mr. Kegler. All right, do I have any other officers that have one case or required to be somewhere?
Your Honor, I only have one case.
All right, go ahead.
It's for Mr. Gatto, is the last name.
All right, let me pull that up. Rodniel Gatto, case number 20TR6787.
Sir.
Yes. Are you present?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I see you. Did you get your driver's license reinstated?
Not yet. I'm a little struggling on money right now.
What? Why is your driver's license suspended?
Because I went to an agent or some company that was gonna help me find insurance, and they canceled the plan that I had, and I wasn't. They said they sent the mail that they were gonna cancel it 20 days prior to canceling, but I was not receiving mail at the time, so I didn't know that my insurance was gonna be canceled until it was already canceled.
Okay.
And yeah, the problems just grew from there. And then I couldn't, since I didn't have a license, I can't get my tag. I couldn't get my tag, so I had all those three problems, and I was driving, and I got a ticket.
All right. So do you know what you have to do to get your driver's license reinstated?
I'm
sorry?
Not really, no.
I couldn't hear you.
I'm not sure. Is it just, I don't know, get my, I don't know, is it get my insurance?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking if you know what you need to do.
Oh, no, I don't.
All right. Are you requesting a continuance so that you can try to get your driver's license reinstated? And that your case is really old.
Yeah, I don't know. I just want to do whatever I can to get my license back. I don't know. And I don't know if I'm going to be getting any points. I want to see if I can prevent that as well.
Do you have any other driving while license suspended charges?
Yes.
If you get 3 in 5 years, they'll suspend your license for 5 years.
Yeah, I know. I really don't have a choice. I have to get to work. I have to pay these bills.
All right. Are you entering a plea of no contest?
No contest. That would mean?
Means you're entering a plea because you believe it's in your best interest, not because you believe you're guilty.
Yes.
All right. Deputy Driscoll, any objection to a withhold of adjudication?
No, Your Honor.
All right, sir, I'm going to withhold adjudication. What are court costs on this one, Natalia?
$100.
All right, I'm going to withhold adjudication, impose the minimum fine amount of $60 plus court costs, and give you 90 days to pay. All right, Mr. Gatto.
All right.
Okay. Go to the DMV and find out what you need to do to get your license reinstated.
All right, perfect. I will.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Gatto. Thank you, Deputy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Do I have another officer that has one case?
Yes,
Quite a few answered at one time. First one I saw was Corporal Caceres.
Thank you, Your Honor. I only have one case. Our subject's name is going to be Javier Hernandez Diaz is going to be our defendant.
All right, case number 20TR3704. Do I have Javier Hernandez Diaz in the courtroom? Javier Hernandez Diaz. No answer. Corporal, raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, you may proceed with your testimony.
Okay, on January 31st, 2020, at 5:14 p.m., I was stationary at the corner of Collier Boulevard and Golden Gate Boulevard facing southbound on Collier. Our subject vehicle was traveling westbound on Golden Gate Boulevard. I observed that subject's light turned red for a few seconds. Then the subject entered the intersection, drove straight through, accelerated, and then drove southbound down Collier Boulevard. I proceeded to initiate a traffic stop. I approached, explained why. He stated that the light was yellow. It was at no time yellow. I asked for his driver's license, registration, and insurance. At that time, I positively identified the subject as previously described through his driver's license while on duty in Collier. And I cited him for going through the red light.
All right, thank you. Last call for Javier Hernandez Diaz. Hearing no response and having heard the testimony from the deputy, I find the defendant guilty. I'm going to adjudicate him guilty, impose a fine of $165 plus court costs, and require an 8-hour driver improvement school. I'll give him 90 days to pay, and Natalia will D6 the license for his failure to appear.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Corporal.
Thank you. Have a good day, sir.
Thank you, you too. All right, next officer with one case.
Corporal Negron.
All right, I think I heard the corporal first.
Corporal Negron, Your Honor.
Yes. If I can, I'm trying to find you here. Do this. All right. Are you with me, Corporal?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me okay?
I can. All right. What case do we have?
It is a speeding case for an Angeles Gomez.
All right, let me find that. All right, Luis Felipe Angeles Gomez, 20 TR 26380. Do I have
Yes, right here.
okay, all right, very good. I see you. All right, and sir, do you wish to proceed with the hearing, or would you like to try to resolve it?
I would like to try to resolve it.
All right, let me take a look at it. How old are you?
I am 17 years old now.
Do you have a parent or guardian with you?
Yes, they're in the living room.
Can you bring them in to the Zoom or into your room? If I have any other juveniles here today, make sure you have your parent or guardian with you. Okay, and is this your mom?
Yes, it's my grandma.
Your grandma. Okay, very good. All right. Corporal, do you have any objection to a withhold of adjudication in this case?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Gomez, I'm going to withhold adjudication. That means you won't get any points on your license. I'm going to impose the minimum fine amount of $175 plus court costs, give you 90 days to pay those fines and costs. I am going to require a 4-hour driver improvement school. You'll have 60 days to get that completed.
All right. Okay, no me va a dar puntos en licencia, pero me va a dar 4 horas de mi otra escuela de tráfico y a ver si improvo la manera que manejo.
Bueno, entonces tú dile que lo vas a hacer.
Sí. She says that I will do it and then I will listen. And also, how much you said it would be again?
It would be total fine and court costs would be $278.
Hace 268 en total y luego también tenemos que cobrar del corte también.
Sí, está bien.
She says that it's fine.
Tienes que pagar tus errores.
Sí.
All right, and Mr. Gomez, you still live on 41st Avenue Northeast?
Yes, I still live there.
Okay, you'll be receiving that in the mail, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, I need you to slow down out there, Mr. Gomez.
I will.
All right. Thank you, Grandma.
Thank you. ¿Cuánto tienes que pagar todo?
Oh, yeah, ya me dijo, dijo que tengo 60 días.
Ah, bueno.
I have 60 days, right?
60 days for the school, 90 days to pay.
Tengo 60 días para la escuela y 90 días para pagar el total.
Bueno, está bien.
¿Está bien?
Sí.
Okay, she says that she likes it. And she said thank you.
All right, very good. Thank you both.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you, Corporal.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you, you too. All right, another officer.
Yes, Your Honor, I have only.
All right, go ahead, Deputy Perez. Which case do you have?
It's going to be for Miss Ramirez Gallardo.
All right, case number 20TR12121, Catherine Ramirez Gallardo.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Do you have the ability to turn your camera on?
Oh, yes.
Oh, very good. Thank you. All right, ma'am, you're here on a charge of expired motor vehicle registration. I do see that you provided proof of that registration. Let me review that. All right, and that registration is correct, and it matches the vehicle on the citation. At this time, ma'am, I'm going to dismiss the citation for your compliance with the law and issue a judicial warning. Thank you for getting your registration fixed. Don't forget to stay on top of that, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Deputy Perez.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next.
Your Honor, I have one case only.
All right, who is this?
Corporal Mercado is going to be for case number 2024118TR.
And what was the last name again? I'm sorry.
Last name is Ibrahim.
Yep, me.
Okay, just a moment. All right, Diana Ibrahim, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. 20TR24118. I'm reviewing the citation now.
Yeah, that's correct. So actually the first Zoom, the judge at that time also didn't understand the reason for the ticket. There was no particular reasons. I wasn't told at the time when I was pulled over a particular reason. And he suggested, let's get the office on board so we can kind of figure this out.
Okay. All right. Well, Corporal Mercado, I'm going to dismiss the citation as insufficient. All it says on here is a traffic control device and in parentheses a sign. It doesn't say what that sign is or what the driver did or did not do that violated the sign. So
I was just going to get there.
All right. Well, you got to put something on the citation because the driver.
And I wasn't told either at the time when I was pulled over.
All right, hang on, Ms. Ibrahim. We got to have more than that on the citation. So I'm going to dismiss the citation in case number 20TR24118. I am going to issue a judicial warning. So that'll complete that case. Thank you, Corporal Mercado. Thank you, Ms. Ibrahim.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Your Honor.
Thank you.
Your Honor, this is Corporal Angela Easton. I'm only going to have one after I dismiss one. Would that be okay, or would you like me to wait?
That'll be fine. Go right ahead.
The first one that I'd like to dismiss only because it happened March of last year, and I'm sorry, I cannot recall it. It's Victoria. No, I apologize. Catherine Jackson.
All right, Catherine Jackson, case number 20 TR 7555. Do I have Catherine Jackson here? Okay, go ahead. You want to move to dismiss?
The one that.
That's the one you want to move to dismiss?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, motion to dismiss is granted. I'll dismiss the citation in case number 20 TR 7555. Okay, and then your next.
And then the only one I have left is Victoria Gendron.
Is that with a G?
With a G, yes, Your Honor.
All right, Victoria Dawn Gendron, case number 20 TR 19293.
Yes.
Okay, all right, I see you. All right, did I pronounce that correctly?
Yeah, close enough.
I'm sorry?
Close enough. It's Genren, the D silent.
Genren, okay, thank you. All right, Ms. Genren, you're here on a speeding citation. Did you want to go forward with the hearing, or do you want to resolve
I just want to get it resolved.
You want to get it resolved. All right, let me look at the citation and your driving record. No priors. No prior speeding citations. Very good. All right. Corporal, any objection to a withhold of adjudication?
You know, Your Honor, I wouldn't have an objection. I would like her to go to school. She was going 81 and a 50, and she had a child in the car.
Okay. All right. All right. I'll accept your plea. Withhold adjudication, impose the minimum fine amount of $250 plus court costs. I'll give you 90 days to pay that fine and court costs. I am going to require an 8-hour driver improvement school. I'll give you 60 days to complete that.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Genren.
My address has changed because I did move.
Okay. Let's see what address we have on file. We have 32nd Avenue Southwest.
No, sir. That's incorrect now.
Okay. Can you provide us with your correct address?
Okay. It's 1944 Sunset Place, apartment 11, Fort Myers, Florida, 33901.
All right, Natalia, do you need her to repeat any of that?
I got it, thank you.
Okay. All right, thank you, Ms. Genrun. We'll enter that correct address in today, and you'll get that in the mail.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Corporal.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, Trooper Benoit, I have the same situation. I have one case to dismiss. I didn't want to hold anyone up, and then one case after.
All right, go right ahead.
The case for dismissal would be Mario Andres Leon Elvis.
All right, give me a moment to find that.
2020 100-26.
Okay, I've got it here. That's one you're wishing to move to. You're moving to dismiss.
Yes, Your Honor. This was a violation of DL restriction for not wearing contacts or glasses. At the time of the stop, the driver said he had LASIK surgery and had yet to remove the restriction. And I explained to him if he could get that restriction removed, that I would take care of the citation or attempt to. I've earned his license today, and he had done that.
Okay. All right. Do I have Mario Andres Leon Elvis present? All right, I'll go ahead and grant the motion to dismiss and dismiss the citation in case number 20 TR 10026.
Thank you, Your Honor. My last case is Catherine Marie Horry, and it's 2020 020787.
All right, I've got it here. Do I have Catherine Hari in the courtroom? Hauri? Catherine Hari? No? All right. Trooper, will you raise your right hand to be sworn? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. You may proceed with your testimony.
Thank you, Your Honor. In Collier County, Florida, on Thursday, September 3rd, 2020 at 11:32 a.m., I was on duty and on patrol in marked FHP Unit 2342, a 2018 Dodge Charger. The date and time indicated I was traveling east on I-75 State Road 93, monitoring westbound traffic approaching mile marker 86. The posted speed limit is 70 miles per hour. It was mostly cloudy and the roadway was dry. At the date and time indicated, I observed a beige 2006 Nissan Altima traveling west in the westbound inside lane, approaching mile marker 86 and passing a white SUV at a visually estimated speed of 100 miles per hour. I activated my assigned Golden Eagle 2 radar serial XE08577 in the opposite moving mode when the beige Altima was up front and nearest the radar antenna, and observed a digital reading and her consistent audio tone of 100 miles per hour. Keeping the vehicle inside, I made a U-turn, activated my emergency equipment, and conducted a traffic stop on the north paved shoulder at mile marker 87. The vehicle stopped wearing a signed Florida temporary tag, Charlie Tango, Quebec 4341. I approached on the passenger side and observed a single occupant driver, was identified by the photo on our Florida e-operator license to be the vehicle's registrant, Miss Catherine Marie Horry of Bradenton. The driver apologized for her speed, indicated that she was running late for work. After verifying the validity of her driver's license, I issued her a citation. All the documentation of the radar and speedometer calibration, my certificate to operate radar, and the radar logs were submitted prior to this court date. Nothing further, Your Honor.
Thank you. Last call for Catherine Marie Hari. All right, with no response. Having heard the testimony of the officer, I find the defendant guilty. I'm going to adjudicate her guilty, impose a fine of $275 plus court costs, require an 8-hour driver improvement school, give her 60 days to complete the school, 90 days for the fine and costs. And I'm going to order the license D6 for failing to appear.
Thank you, Your
All
Honor.
right. Thank you, Trooper. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Hey, Your Honor, I actually have a quick question. I'm so sorry to interrupt. I apologize. I actually submitted a conditional plea of no contest. However, I didn't receive a confirmation back from you guys that my Zoom hearing was canceled. So I just showed up anyways, but I don't know if I'm on the docket.
You are still on the docket. I do see your conditional plea. Thank you, Ms. Corden. We just received it today. That's why you're still on the docket. Let me take a look at that.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Corden, I'll accept your conditional plea of no contest, order a withhold of adjudication, impose the minimum fine of $250 plus court costs, give you 90 days to pay those fines and costs. I am going to require an 8-hour driver improvement school. You'll have 60 days to complete that.
Thank you so much, Your Honor. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you, Ms. Corden. Have a good day.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you. All right, any other officers with one case?
Your Honor.
Oh, quite a few. I think I saw Officer Dykeman.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, which case do you have?
Laura Knudsen. I just need to dismiss.
What's the last name?
Knudsen.
Knudson?
Yes, sir.
All right, 20 TR 18812. You're moving to dismiss?
Yes, sir.
Do I have Laura Knudsen in the courtroom? All right, I'll grant the motion to dismiss and dismiss the citation in case number 20 TR 18812.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
All right, who do I have next?
Your Honor, Corporal Mitchell Batson.
All right, go ahead, Corporal.
It'll be for Zachary Quinn.
Zachary Edward Quinn, case number 20 TR 8741. Do I have Zachary Quinn in the courtroom? All right, Corporal, raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
All right, go ahead with your testimony.
On the 5th day of March of 2020 at approximately 2300 hours, I was on routine patrol in Collier County, Florida. As I was on the 111 mile marker on-ramp for I-75 southbound, I observed a black motorcycle in front of me begin to accelerate at a high rate of speed. I visually estimated the motorcycle to be traveling at 122 miles per hour in a posted 70 mile per hour zone. I activated my Stalker DSR 2X front antenna in the same direction mode and received a visual readout of 120 miles an hour. I heard a Doppler tone consistent with that speed. I caught up to the motorcycle without ever losing sight and conducted a traffic stop on the vehicle. I identified the driver by his Florida driver's license as Zachary Edward Quinn. I advised Zachary for the reason of the stop. He admitted to operating the motorcycle at 120 miles per hour and knew the posted speed limit to be 70 miles per hour. Due to Zachary driving at a high rate of speed, he was issued the citation for unlawful speed.
All right, do I have Zachary Quinn in the courtroom? All right, give me one moment here. And let me ask you one question, Corporal. What date did you say this occurred?
I'm sorry, it was the 15th of March.
Okay. All right, hearing no response from Zachary Quinn, haven't heard the testimony from the officer. I find the defendant guilty. I'm going to adjudicate him guilty, impose a fine of $500 plus court costs, require a 12-hour driver improvement school, give him 90 days to pay the fines and costs, 60 days to complete the school, and order his license D6 for his failure to appear. Thank you, Corporal.
Thank you.
All right, do I have another officer with one case?
I only have one.
All right, I think I saw Officer Kleiss, is it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, which case do you have?
It is Maria Sierra.
All right, Maria Elizabeth Victoria Sierra 20 TR 19114. Do I have Maria Sierra in the courtroom? Hang on, I'm admitting someone else into the courtroom now. All right. Officer, will you raise your right hand to be sworn? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
All right, you may proceed with your testimony.
On August 3rd of 2020, I was on duty and on patrol. I was northbound on I-75 in Collier County, near mile marker 105. At approximately 11:45 p.m., a red Dodge minivan passed me at an estimated 100 miles an hour. I conducted a stop of the vehicle and identified the driver as Maria Sierra through her Florida driver's license. While talking with her, there was 4 children in the car that were 3 years old or younger. Only 1 was in a car seat. 2 were not even in a seatbelt. I issued her a citation for the child not in a child seat.
All right, thank you. All right, last call for Maria Victoria Sierra. All right. Hearing no response, I find, having heard the testimony from the officer, I find the defendant guilty. I'm going to adjudicate her guilty, impose a fine of $100 plus court costs, and require a 4-hour driver improvement school. Fines and costs, 90 days to pay and 60 days to complete the school. I'm also going to order a D6 suspension for her failure to appear. Thank you, officer.
Thank you.
All right, any other officers with just one case?
Corporal Melendez.
All right, go ahead, Corporal.
This is Michael Lobello, Lobello.
All right, Michael Lobello, 20 TR 24122. Do I have Michael Angelo Lobello in the courtroom?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm here.
All right, did I pronounce that correctly? Lobello?
Yes, you got it.
Okay. All right, let's see. Give me a moment here. All right, you're here on a speeding citation. Were you wanting to have a hearing on this, or did you want to resolve it?
I'd like to resolve it.
All right. Looks like your last speeding, I only see 1 speeding citation on your driving record from 2011. Corporal, any objection to a withhold of adjudication?
No, not at all, Your Honor.
All right, sir, I'll accept your plea and order a withhold of adjudication. Looks like the officer gave you a break on the speed. I'll go ahead and honor that, impose the $25 fine plus court costs, give you 90 days to pay those. I am going to require a 4-hour driver improvement school, give you 60 days to complete that.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate it.
All right, are you still, your address hasn't changed since the citation?
No, sir.
Okay, all right, we'll send that in the mail to you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Corporal.
Thank you.
All right, next officer with 1 case.
Your Honor, Trooper Morales, 1 case.
All right, go ahead, Trooper Morales.
It's Skylar Christians Beloisi. Spells Bravo Echo Lima Lima Oscar India Sierra Echo.
All right, thank you. All right. Skylar Christian Belois, 20 TR 22921. All right, Trooper, will raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. You may proceed with your testimony.
Your Honor, on September 29, 2020, approximately 11:54 a.m. here in Collier County, I was working the opposite moving radar traveling westbound near mile marker 98 when I observed a gray Hyundai Veloster traveling westbound on the left lane at a high rate of speed. I estimated the vehicle to be traveling 95 miles an hour in a posted 70 mile an hour zone. I activated my Golden Eagle 2 radar, heard the high pitched vapor tone indicating a high rate of speed and a display of 94 miles an hour. I conducted a traffic stop, identified the driver by the picture on his driver's license. There was 1 passenger. He was very cooperative. The weather was clear, and he was also issued a warning for expired tag. All this occurred here in Collier County, Your Honor. If he does have a good record, Your Honor, I'll ask the court to withhold the points.
Okay. And I will note, I do see in the court file, he did file a conditional plea of no contest. For some reason, it was never ruled upon. It was filed back in December. All right. In light of the plea of no contest, I'll go ahead and withhold adjudication, impose a fine of $175 plus court costs, give him 90 days to pay the fine and costs, order a 4-hour driver improvement school, and give him 60 days to complete the driver improvement school. No D6 on this case, Natalia. All right, thank you, Trooper.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused, Your Honor?
You may. Have a good day. All right, next officer with one case.
Captain Gideons.
All right, go ahead, sir.
Okay, this is going to be for Cruz Juarez, case number 20 TR 21673.
All right, I've got it here. Cruz Valentin Juarez?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do I have Mr. Juarez present? All right. Give me a moment to pull up that citation. All right, Captain, will you raise your right hand to be sworn? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, thank you. You may proceed with your testimony.
Your Honor, on Wednesday, September 16th, 2020, at approximately 5:19 p.m., I was patrolling southbound on I-75 in the area of the 114-mile marker in Collier County. I was operating FHP 1975, which is a black unmarked Ford Explorer, and I was traveling in the center lane at approximately 78 miles an hour. I observed a white Mercedes approaching me from behind in the outside lane, what I visually estimated 100 miles an hour. The Mercedes passed me on my right and moved into the center lane in front of me and began to accelerate. As I began to speed up to pace clock the Mercedes, a red Jeep passed me on my left side from the inside lane. The Jeep moved over in front of me and began to accelerate up behind the Mercedes. I estimated the Jeep approximately 105 to 110 as he passed me. He caught up to the Mercedes, and then I began to pace clock both the Mercedes and the red Jeep at approximately 119 miles an hour. Both vehicles were cutting in and out of rush hour traffic. Paced the vehicles for almost a quarter of a mile before I felt I necessarily had to make a traffic stop before somebody got in a wreck. And both vehicles pulled over onto the right shoulder. The Mercedes, the driver of the Mercedes, he stayed there, just messing around. The driver of the Jeep, Mr. Juarez, he produced a Argentina driver's license and a passport photograph that identified him as Cruz Valentin Juarez. He apologized for his speed. He was driving a rental vehicle headed towards Miami. Both drivers were issued a citation for 119 miles an hour and a posted 70-mile-an-hour zone. It all happened in Collier County. My speedometer was calibrated on August 14th, 2020, approximately a month before the traffic stop. And like I said, traffic was moderate to heavy as it was rush hour. Roadway was dry and the weather was clear. He did have a good attitude. Like I said, he was doing 119 miles an hour.
right, thank you, Captain. All right, last call for Cruz Valentin Juarez. All right, having heard the testimony from the officer, I find the defendant guilty. I'm going to adjudicate him guilty, impose a fine of $500 plus court costs, give him 90 days to pay that fine and court costs, require a 12-hour driver improvement school, 60 days to complete. I'm going to order a D6 suspension based on this failure to appear. Thank you, Captain. All right, have a good day.
Morning, Judge. Sergeant Cruz request.
Go ahead.
I had a case earlier and I had bad communication in reference to the signal. I'm on now and I'm not sure if I have any other cases. Just so you know, I just want to apologize.
Okay, no worries. Did you say you just have one case today?
I'm not sure if I do. I get subpoenas and sometimes I do not. If they don't put a witness statement, so I'll stick around. If you need me, I'll be around.
Okay, very good. Thank you. All right. Any other officers with just one case?
Sergeant Rodriguez, Your Honor.
All right, I think I heard Sergeant Rodriguez first, and then we'll go to, looks like Trooper Hernandez. All right, go ahead, Sergeant. Which case do you have?
Demetriel Rice.
Case number 20 TR 25483. Do I have Demetriel Rice present? Demetriel Hezekiah Rice. All right, Sergeant, will you raise your right hand to be sworn? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, thank you. You may proceed with your testimony.
This was on October 27th at approximately 3:06 a.m. in the morning. I was sitting stationary in the medium crossover at the 105 mile marker on I-75 when I observed a white vehicle traveling south at a high rate of speed. I made a visual estimation that it was traveling between 105 and 110 miles an hour. I activated my radar device and received a visual display of 107 miles an hour and Doppler tone consistent with the vehicle traveling at that speed. Without losing sight of the vehicle, conducted a traffic stop on it near the Santa Barbara overpass. It was a 2019 Nissan Murano SUV. It was a rental vehicle. I identified Mr. Rice by the photograph on his Georgia driver's license, I asked him what the reason for the speed was. He stated he was taking his passenger to a doctor's appointment in Miami. He had 4 passengers with him in the vehicle. Based on the speed, I issued him the citation for 107 in a posted 70 mile per hour speed zone in Collier County.
All right, thank you. All right, last call for Demetriel Rice. All right, having heard the testimony from the officer. Did I hear anyone? Okay. All right, having heard the testimony from the officer, I find the defendant guilty. I'm going to adjudicate him guilty, impose a fine of $250 plus court costs, and require a 4-hour driver improvement school. The fine and court costs will give him 90 days to pay and 60 days to complete the school. I'm going to order a D6 suspension based on the failure to appear. All right, thank you, Sergeant.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, I think I said Trooper Hernandez was next.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good afternoon.
I only have one case. It's with Andre Javon Sermon.
What's the last name? Oh, I've got it here.
Sermon. It's case number 22041.
All right, thank you. All right, Andre Sermon, 20 TR 22041. Do I have Mr. Sermon in the courtroom? All right, Trooper, will you raise your right hand to be sworn? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, thank you. You may proceed with your testimony.
On September 21st of 2020, I was stationary on Interstate 75, Alligator Alley, near mile marker 96, as I observed eastbound traffic. At approximately 7:33 p.m., I noticed a silver Hyundai eastbound within the inside lane of I-75, in excess of the posted speed limit of 70 miles per hour. With a visual estimate of 100 miles per hour, I activated the front antenna to my agency-issued stalker dual radar for a confirmed speed and digital readout of 102 miles per hour, with a high-pitched audio Doppler tone that was consistent to my estimation. Without losing a visual, I overtook the Hyundai and initiated a traffic stop. The Hyundai came to a stop on the right shoulder. I made contact with the driver, identified myself and the reason for the traffic stop. The driver did not have his driver's license or an ID card. Therefore, he was identified by his first, last name, date of birth, and social security number as Andre Javon Sermon. Mr. Sermon was subsequently cited for unlawful speed and issued a notice to appear for driving while license suspended or revoked. Second offense. All events occurred in Collier County, Florida.
All right, thank you, Trooper. All right, Mr. Sermon, last call. Andre Sermon. All right, having heard the testimony from the trooper, I find the defendant guilty. I'm going to adjudicate him guilty, impose a fine of $250 plus court costs, 90 days to pay. I'm going to require an 8-hour driver improvement school. That'll be due within 60 days. And I'm going to order D6 suspension of his license for failing to appear. Thank you, Trooper.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
All right, any other officers with just one case? All right, I'm going to start calling on defendants that are present.
Your Honor.
Yes. Trooper Garcia?
Yes, sir. I just didn't want to jump in front of anyone else before saying I have one case.
Okay. All right, which case do you have?
The defendant name is Christina Marie McGarry. That is TR 012991.
All right, let me pull that up. Christina Marie McGarry, case number 20 TR 12991. I believe Ms. McGarry is in the courtroom. You'll have to unmute your microphone, ma'am.
Yes, I'm here.
All right, thank you. All right, Ms. McGarry, you're here on a speeding citation. Do you want to resolve that, or do you want to go forward with the hearing?
I'd like to resolve it. I still have the originals from that date I was holding on to. I was cited for driving unknowingly with a suspended license. That day I was seeing if there was any way to resolve that as well. The vehicle I was in was an enterprise rental car. They rented me a vehicle when my license was suspended and I had no idea. My insurance changed from Geico to Direct, which is the reason for the lapse in my insurance, which is what suspended my license at the time. And the reason for my speeding, which he is correct, I'm not taking that away from him at all, but I was accelerating to get over. A vehicle was in my blind spot as I was getting on to the interstate. I reacted. I didn't have an option as the lane was ending. So I'd like to resolve it, but with the most understanding possible. I mean, this just kind of just bamboozled me. I mean, the ticket for the non-license and enterprise, I had no idea.
So let me ask you, did you get your driver's license reinstated?
I did not yet. As a result of this Collier County, I live in Pinellas County. This had to be taken care of first before I could resolve anything here in Pinellas County. I missed the first court hearing. My landlord illegally evicted me with the mandated thing that was in place for DeSantis with the COVID. She falsified documentation, illegally evicted me. So my car essentially became my home. I never received unemployment, not one check. And I'm still owed money for that. So my vehicle, essentially, I went on the news for it and everything, the local news, to get it resolved. My car became my house. And I got more tickets for being in my car. I got my tag seized just last week. So I'm trying to get it resolved, but I keep getting further and further into the hole. And it costs attorneys to resolve it. So I don't have that.
Okay. Natalia, will you bring in case number 20TR12982 to this docket?
The reason for my failure.
Hang on, Ms. McGarry. Hang on, Ms. McGarry. Natalia, that case number was 20TR12982.
Give me 1 minute, okay?
All right.
If you refresh, the case will be there.
Okay, very good. Thank you. All right. Ms. McGarry, here's what I'm going to do on your unknowingly driving while license suspended charge. First, I'm going to order that the D6, is there a D6 on this, Natalia?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. I'm going to order that the D6 be removed.
I don't know what that is.
Well, it basically means I'm ordering that your driver's license not be suspended in that case.
Thank
because
you,
it's currently suspended because you hadn't paid the fine on it. So here's what I'm going to do on that case. I'm going to order that we reset that case for another date to give you an opportunity to try to reinstate your license.
Okay.
All right.
I can reinstate here in Pinellas, even though this is an issue in Collier County?
Correct.
Okay.
All right. You just need to go to the DMV to find out what you need to do.
Okay.
All right. I tell you what, I'm going to order Natalia on that case. Let's continue it to April 7th at 9 o'clock.
And the failure to appear was the land where I was living. My landlord illegally evicted me. She was throwing all my mail away and still is. But again, that's attorneys and I don't have that money right now to fight her. So that's why I did not appear to the first hearing.
Okay. Do you have an address that you're getting mail at?
I do now. I was able to purchase a P.O. box.
All right. Can you provide that to the court, please?
Of course, 15019 Madeira Way. P.O. Box 8606. And that's in Madeira Beach, Florida. 33708.
Sorry, can you repeat the address, please?
Ms. McGarry, could you repeat that for the clerk one more time?
Of course, 15019 Madeira Way. And it's P.O. I don't know how to say a P.O. box. I'm sorry, it's the first time. It's P.O. Box 8606. And that's in Madeira Beach, Florida. Madeira Beach, Florida 33708.
All right, and Natalia, if you could apply that to both of her cases. All right, so Ms. McGarry, so the unknowingly driving while license suspended, we've moved that to April 7th at 9 a.m., okay? So try to have your license reinstated by then. That gives you about 3 months.
Yep, it should be. I just couldn't do anything here without this being lifted or whatever.
I understand. Okay, now let's go back to the citation. I've reviewed your driving record.
I do have a speeding history and I'm aware of that in particular time. He was correct. I was doing 100, but like I said, I was getting on from the exit and I had to accelerate. The lane was ending. From the gas station, I was using the restroom, got back on. I had to accelerate to get in front. The car next to me was in my blind spot. I reacted. I think I did everything I should have done in the event that I would have crashed otherwise.
Well, actually, Ms. McGarry, when you're entering the interstate, you have to yield.
No, I did, but he wasn't moving or budging or, you know what I mean? He was just staying course with me. I had to react as the lane was ending.
Okay. All right. Trooper Garcia, any objection to a withhold of adjudication in this case?
No, sir.
All right. All right, Ms. McGarry, I'm going to withhold adjudication. That means you won't get any points on your license. I'm going to impose the minimum fine. That's $250.
Okay.
And court costs, I'll give you 90 days to pay. That's the maximum time I can give you to pay. And if you need more time than 90 days, you'll have to work out a payment arrangement with the clerk prior to the end of those 90 days, okay?
Okay.
All right, so that case is resolved then, and then we'll see you back April 7th.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Come on.
Natalia, did you need anything else on that one?
No, Your Honor, I'm good, thank you.
Okay.
Before she goes, if she can give me one more time, the PO box number is
8606.
8606.
8606.
Yes.
Very good, got it, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ms. McGarry. Thank you, Trooper Garcia.
Have a good day, thank you.
Thank you, you too. All right, any other?
Sir?
Yes.
I have class at 3. Is it okay if we can like proceed my case?
Yes,
if
we
not,
can.
it's okay, sir.
Sure. All right, this is Santiago Esteban Velasquez Lozano, case number 20 TR 25828. Give me a moment to pull up that case. Do I have Trooper Taruse here?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. All right, Mr. Velasquez, would you like to try to resolve this, or do you want us to have a hearing?
Hey, I would like to resolve it, sir.
All right. Mr. Velasquez, it looks like you've had quite a few speeding citations in the last year and a half.
Yes, sir, I understand. And there's no excuse for me to say for why I did that. That night, especially I was going that speed because I was just getting out of work, and I just got a phone call from my mom telling that she was feeling sick, and I was the only resource that there was, and that's why I was speeding that much, because I was just getting out of work. And like I said, it's not an excuse, but I just want to see if I can like go to class or do anything that I can, that way I don't get my license revoked. I have my check right. I'm gonna become a pilot on February 3rd. So if I get accepted, I don't want to get my license to be a private pilot and not have my license revoked from driving. I'm in college right now, and I know what I did wrong. I haven't got pulled over or anything since that. Like if you see, it's been the worst time I have ever got pulled over. It was that time because of that reason, and I know it wasn't an excuse. But that's all I can say, sir. At the end of the day, you have the authority, and I mean, I can't do anything about it.
All right. Well, I do see. Looks like you've got 11 points on your license right now. If I adjudicate you guilty, you're correct. It looks like the DMV would probably revoke your license for a year.
I can go to class. I'll pay the fine. I'll pay the course, sir. But please.
All right, Trooper Taruse, any objection to a withhold with an enhanced fine and a 12-hour driver improvement school?
No, Your Honor. When I stopped him, he pretty much told me what he's telling you today about his mom being sick based on my notes. He showed he appeared to be remorseful, was apologetic, had good demeanor, admitted to the speed. So I have no issues if you're okay with it.
Okay. All right, Mr. Velasquez, I'll accept your plea. I'm going to withhold adjudication. You're not going to get any points on this one. I'm going to impose a $300 fine plus court costs. I'll give you 90 days to pay that. I'm going to order that you complete a 12-hour driver improvement school. You'll have 60 days to complete that.
Thank you so much, sir. And where do I have to go to complete the school?
Go to the DMV's website and it'll give you a list of places you can do that online or in person. I think it's all online right now.
All right, so it's 300 plus the court.
Correct.
So how much would it be in total, Your Honor?
Be $403.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, I need you to slow down out there.
Yes, sir. I will. I promise. I will.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Velasquez.
Thank you. Have a good day. May I please?
Thank you too. Thank you, Trooper.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Can I leave now?
Yes, you may.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too. All right. Any other officers with one case? All right. Let me go to the person whose screen name is Anne Marie Witt.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. All right, this is case number 20TR10305. Give me a moment to pull that up. All right, this is with Sergeant Kaplan. Do I have Sergeant Kaplan here? Sergeant Kaplan, are you present? All right, seeing that Sergeant Kaplan is not present.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Oh, you are here. Okay. All right, ma'am, you're here on a speeding citation. Did you want to have a hearing on that, or do you want to try to resolve that?
I'd love to resolve it, please.
All right, give me a moment here. See that you have had a Florida driver's license since 1992, and this is your first speeding citation.
Yes, sir, it was. I've had quite the year since then.
I'm sorry to hear that. Sergeant Kaplan, based on her driving record, which has no citations of any kind on it since the original issue date of 1992, any objection to me reducing the speed amount?
No, sir.
And ordering a withhold of adjudication?
No, sir. I'm good with that. She was respectful on scene. It was 30 over, but I'm good with whatever you choose, sir.
All right. All right, ma'am. I'm gonna order that the speed be reduced to 14 miles over. I'm going to withhold adjudication. You won't get any points on your license. I'm going to order the minimum fine amount for 14 miles per hour over. That's $100. Impose court costs. Give you 90 days to pay. And that's it.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, officer.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you, Ms. Witt. Ms. Witt, are you still in Alachua?
No, sir, I'm not. I do have a new address.
Okay, we probably need to get that from you.
Okay. It's 2427 East Mall Drive.
Is that MALL?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
In Fort Myers, Florida, at 33901. Apartment 330.
All right. Natalia, do you need her to repeat that?
One more time, please.
One more time, please.
Yes, sir. 2427 East Mall Drive.
2427, yes.
Okay, thank you.
East Mall Drive, apartment 330, and that is in Fort Myers, Florida, at 33901.
All right, thank you, Ms. Witt. We'll send that to you in the mail.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you again, officer.
You're welcome.
All right. Thank you, Sergeant Camplin.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, let me go to the person whose screen name is Chandler Martin.
You are from the D6 from the thing that I could.
I'm here.
All right, let me find your case. 20 TR 21500. All right, you're here on a speeding citation. This is with Trooper Taruse. Did you want to try to resolve your case today, or do you want to have a hearing?
I actually just have a question because I paid both the tickets and did the online school and everything and have a picture proof of it.
Okay.
And I just don't know why I got called back when I did all that.
Okay, let me take a look at the court file. Because it's a mandatory hearing. It's a mandatory court appearance based on the speed.
Okay.
So, did they send the check back to you?
To me?
You said you paid the fine.
Yeah, my it was on a card, a credit card or a debit card. It was online.
Okay, because I'm not showing that anything has been paid except for a $23 D6 suspensions to have the D6 removed. All right, I do see that you already did a driving school. Give me a moment to review that. Looks like, according to the letter that was sent from the clerk to you, that you had 2 citations.
Yes, Your Honor. I paid both of them because the thing came out to like 600 and something. Because both of them were like 300, I'm pretty sure. Because I was speeding excessively like bad.
Well, all right. Let's take a look at the citation here. I don't see any prior citations on your driving record.
Your Honor, if I may.
You may.
This is a little peculiar case. Miss Martin was actually stopped by me the first time in July for speeding, and I issued her a citation, and she was doing 107 on a 70. I have the citation number here if you need. And I guess she took care of that in a pre-trial. And then this one that we're discussing now is in September. And apparently there was a mandatory court. I don't think she resolved it in pre-trial. She thought she just needed to pay for it apparently. And that's why the whole confusion.
I see.
Wait, was there another court thing I had to appear to before this? On this one? Because I never got a letter in the mail for a pretrial on the second ticket. I only got it for the first.
Yeah, there was a notice to appear that was mailed in October for a November court date.
Oh. I'm sorry I didn't appear. I didn't get that at all. I didn't see that.
Okay, well, it doesn't really matter at this point.
Yeah. Totally.
How many times have you taken school now?
Once.
So it was for the first ticket?
Yes.
All right, well, I can't do a withhold of adjudication at that speed unless Trooper Taruse Trooper Taruse, what's your thought on that?
Your Honor, this one is a little more difficult because I don't mind, honestly. It's your decision. It's just that it was too much of a coincidence to be the same person committing the same violation in a 2-month period. But I mean, it's up to you. Other than those two that I stopped her for, I remember looking at her record. She had nothing prior to that. So, but I mean, if that's a mitigating factor for you, but it's completely up to you. I have no issues because during the traffic stop, she admitted to it. She was apologetic as well, but so I have no issues with her as far as demeanor is concerned. But based on the history of, it's very rare for you to stop the violator twice for the same thing at an excessive rate of speed.
Ms. Martin, any reason why you didn't slow down after the first one?
This is my first time driving that fast. I'm not gonna lie to you. I had 2 cars prior, and I was just scared because my dad was a cop and he would yell at me anytime he saw me speed. And since I kind of moved out and had the freedom, I think I'm just young and dumb, and I pressed the gas pedal just to have fun sometimes in my life, and I think I was just an idiotic moment to do so. So I think I'm just young and dumb and decided to drive fast.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm sorry. Doesn't sound professional at all, but it's the truth.
All right, well, I appreciate your honesty. All right, well, I'm gonna adjudicate you guilty. I'll impose the minimum fine of $250 plus court costs, give you 90 days to pay. I am gonna require an 8-hour driver improvement school. I'll give you 60 days to complete that. Okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Now, if you think you've already paid some money on this ticket, you'll need to contact the clerk and figure that out with the clerk, because I'm not showing the, other than the D6 satisfaction, I'm not showing anything else has been paid on this case, okay?
Okay.
All right. Slow down.
I will.
Okay. Thank you, Trooper.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you. Your Honor, if I may, I only have one more case left.
Okay, go ahead.
It's going to be Maria MacArthur. It's 20 TR 013430.
All right. Do I have Maria MacArthur present? This is case number 20 TR 13430. All right. Trooper, did we already swear you in?
No, Your Honor.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. You may proceed.
Okay, on May 31st, 2020 at approximately 8:17 p.m., I was on duty and on patrol in Collier County, Florida. It was a cloudy afternoon, almost nighttime. I was stationary on I-75 at the 108 mile marker observing northbound traffic. I observed a Nissan sedan, black in color, traveling at a high rate of speed in the inside lane. At this time, he was rapidly approaching and overtaking a vehicle that was in a center lane. I estimated the speed of the Nissan to be 100 miles an hour on a 70 mile an hour zone. I activated my front radar and received a high auto Doppler tone consistent with a speed showing of 102 miles an hour. I made a U-turn in the median without losing sight of the vehicle. I conducted a traffic stop, approached the driver's side, spoke with the driver, who was later identified by her Florida driver's license. The driver stated that she was going to Fort Myers, coming from Miami. And she also stated that she moved to a new home approximately 4 months ago, but her address still stated her previous address. Upon verifying her information on FCIC, NCIC, and David, it showed that her driver's license was suspended as of May 13th, 2020 for failure to pay a traffic fine. Driver stated that she had taken care of the citation that occurred in Lee County. So the driver was cited for unlawful speed, driving with the license suspended without knowledge, and failure to update the address within 30 days of moving. Her demeanor was good and polite, and all of the above events occurred in Collier County, Florida.
All right, thank you. Last call for Maria MacArthur. All right, having heard the testimony from the trooper, I find the defendant guilty. I'll adjudicate her guilty, impose a fine of $250 plus court costs, give her 90 days to pay, order a 4-hour driver improvement school, give her 60 days to complete, and I'll order a D6 suspension based on the failure to appear. Thank you, trooper.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
You may. Have a good afternoon.
You too, thank you.
Your Honor, I was wondering if we could, I'm in the process of moving right now, and I need to get this stuff out of this place where I'm at. So I was just wondering if we could kind of jump on this by chance.
All right, is it Bhavani?
Good. You're the only one who said that on first call. So
all right.
You can call me Austin if you'd like, Your Honor.
All right. I have a lot of practice saying names.
I'm sure you do.
Case number 20TR26483. Here on the speeding citation with Corporal Borchers.
Here, sir.
All right. Very good. Okay, let me take a look at this.
Your Honor, I haven't seen a police officer or jail or tickets in almost 5 years. So
okay.
Right. I was on my way to go to David Lawrence to go to deal with my mental health. And when I was merging on, I had to get around. So I sped up. Where I was going, it was merging on to, I think it was Golden Gate. And I went around, and I was just speeding, trying to get around. But once I saw the light, I slowed down, but I noticed the officer behind me. So I immediately turned and parked and let him pull me over.
All right. I appreciate your honesty here today. I do see on your driving record that you haven't had an offense since 2014. Are you looking to resolve this case today, or did you have a hearing?
I would love to just resolve it. I was kind of wondering if we could do what you just did for that lady with the $100 and.
Let me take a look.
Okay.
Corporal, any objection to a withhold?
Well, sir, he was doing 80 coming over the overpass over airport, and it was the day we had a tropical storm, so the roads were wet. Conditions were less than exceptional. It had just stopped raining. So doing 80 down Golden Gate Parkway on that kind of conditions kind of endangers a lot of people.
I would agree.
I was fully, I owned it and I told him what was going on, and I hear what he's saying. I don't remember it raining, but if he says that, then I'm not
Well,
gonna
that
argue.
just stopped. The roadway was pretty wet still.
All right. Well, Mr. Pavani, I can't do what I did for the person that I reduced it because she had a 30-year spotless driving record. That's why I did that. What I would do in your case,
Because I'm in the process of moving, and where I'm at right now, my landlord's a raging alcoholic, and if I don't get out of here soon, then I don't want to get in trouble. So I'm just trying to get out of where I'm at.
I understand. I tell you what, because you've had a clean record for the last 7 years, I'll do a withhold of adjudication. I'll impose a fine of $250 plus court costs, give you 90 days to pay. I am going to require that you complete a 12-hour driver improvement school. I'll give you 60 days to complete that.
Can I do a 6-hour course instead of a 12-hour course?
No, there's only 4, 8, or 12. So I'm going to require a 12-hour because of the speed and location.
And if I take this to court, then what?
Well, I mean, that's what you're here for.
Yeah, because I had pleaded last time. All right, well, I mean, if that's, man, I just can't afford that right now.
Well, you can work out a payment arrangement with the clerk if you need to, okay?
Okay.
All right, any questions?
Nope. So I owe how much?
Would be, with court costs, it would be $353.
Okay. And then a 12-hour course.
Yes. Okay?
Okay.
If you need more time to complete it, you can always file a motion with the court.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Pavani. Thank you, Corporal.
I have 2 more, sir. You want me to wait?
Go ahead.
I can be dismissed.
Yes, Mr. Pavani.
I have a Mr. Rolando Delgado, sir.
All right. Let's see.
That was a continuance from a month or so ago.
All right. Rolando Perez Delgado, case number 20TR 17548. Rolando Delgado, are you present? All right. Corporal, you haven't been sworn in yet, have you?
No, sir.
Will you raise your right hand to be sworn? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do, sir.
Thank you. You may proceed with your testimony.
Sir, on August 3rd at approximate 2020, around 6:19 in the evening, I was traveling eastbound on Immokalee Road going underneath the interstate. Now there's 4 straight lanes going eastbound. The far right one makes a mandatory right turn into Tarpon Bay where the target is. The other 3 continue straight. I was in the second from the right. The right one that turns into Tarpon Bay was clear. It was rush hour. All the other ones were bumper to bumper traffic. As we were crossing under the interstate, I had a gray colored Subaru pass me on the right at a very high rate of speed. Visually estimated that the vehicle was traveling at 75 miles an hour. My hand was resting on my controls for my radar, so I activated my dual stalker radar. I clocked him at 78 miles an hour. Posted speed limit there is 45 miles an hour, sir. Conducted a traffic stop on him, identified him by his Florida driver's license. He's pretty combative at the scene. He wanted to see my radar, have access to my car, wanted to see my radar logs, which the car had just been calibrated a couple days before. All that paperwork was sent to you, sir. And this did occur in Collier County.
All right, I do see that exhibit in the court file. All right. Last call for Rolando Perez Delgado. All right, having heard the officer's testimony, I find the defendant guilty. I'm going to adjudicate him guilty, impose a fine of $275 plus court costs, give him 90 days to pay, and require an 8-hour driver improvement school, 60 days to complete. And I'm going to order a D6 suspension for his failure to appear.
And last one I have, sir, is a Dylan Parker Wade.
All right, Dylan Parker Wade, 20 TR 22451. It looks like we have Mr. Wade present. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Thank you for your patience today.
Yes, sir.
All right, let me pull up your case. All right. Mr. Wade, are we having a hearing on this?
Yes, sir.
All right, will you raise your right hand to be sworn? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Corporal, will you go ahead with your testimony?
Yes, sir. On September 25th, 2020, 8:31 in the morning, I was conducting speed enforcement on airport pulling. I was traveling northbound on airport from Vanderbilt. I had entered the school zone in front of Pelican Marsh Elementary. The lights were on, indicating that the speed limit had dropped down to 20 miles an hour. The lights that stretch over the roadway that flash yellow were functioning. There's a speed limit sign on the right-hand side that does a radar flash to tell you how fast you're going and tell you to slow down. That was also functioning. As I was passing in front of the school, I looked in the rearview mirror. I was in the right lane. Saw a white pickup truck coming up quickly from behind me. It passed me in the left lane just as I was in front of the school. I visually estimated the vehicle was traveling at 45 miles an hour. Activated my dual stalker radar, which clocked it at 48 miles an hour. I got a good strong Doppler tone. Posted speed limit at the time was 20 miles an hour. Conducted a traffic stop on the vehicle. Just to make sure, as I got out of the vehicle, I looked back at the lights on the southbound lane, saw that they were still engaged for the 20 mile an hour zone to confirm that it hadn't shut off while I was in the school zone. Identified the driver by his Florida driver's license and issued him a citation for 48 and 20 in a school zone. And this occurred in Collier County, sir.
All right, thank you. Mr. Wade, do you have any questions for the corporal?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Do you have any testimony that you would like to provide the court?
Yes, sir. When I was passing by the school, I did not see any of the flashing lights on, or I would have slowed down. I don't have any previous really speeding issues or anything like that. He is correct. I was going 48 miles an hour. But like I said, I did not see any of the flashing lights for the school zone.
All right. Corporal, do you have any questions for Mr. Wade?
I do not, sir.
Okay. All right, well, having heard the testimony from the corporal as well as Mr. Wade, I find the defendant guilty. Corporal Borchers. I'm normally driving south of there in the mornings, but what time does that, do you know what time that normally shuts off?
I do not, sir.
I'm not sure what time that one shuts off. I know the one down at Ponciana shuts off about 8:30 or 8:40. I'm looking at your driving record, Mr. Wade. I do see that you've not had any citations for any offenses since you obtained your Florida driver's license in 2010.
Only one when I was 18 and I dropped some drywall out of my work truck, but they have dismissed it in court.
Okay, well, thank you for telling me about that. It's not on your driving record, so. I tell you what I'm gonna do.
That's a plus.
You got to watch out for those school zones. I'm going to withhold adjudication. You won't get any points on your license, but I'm going to order the minimum fine amount is $350 because it's a school zone plus court costs. Give you 90 days to pay. If you need more time than that, you'll have to work out a payment arrangement with the clerk prior to the end of 90 days, okay?
Yes, sir.
And then I am going to require a 4-hour driver improvement school to be done in 60 days. That's because it's in the school zone, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, any questions?
No. Mind
All
be
right.
excused.
Mr. Wade, are you still on 27th Terrace?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, we'll send that to you in the mail. All right, thank you, Mr. Wade. All right, thank you, Corporal.
Can I be excused, sir? That's my last one.
Yes, you may. Thank you, sir.
Have a good day now, sir.
Thank you, you too. All right, let me call on Alex Brown.
Yes, how you doing, Your Honor?
I'm doing well, Mr. Brown. So this is Alexander Brown, case number 20TR22860. Let me pull that case up.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Corporal. All right, Mr. Brown, you're here on a speeding citation. Are we having a hearing on this, or did you want to try to resolve it?
I'll have a hearing on it.
Okay, all right. If I could have you both raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, thank you. Corporal, you may proceed with your testimony.
Yes, good afternoon, Your Honor. This is a speed case on Tuesday, 9/29 of 2020 at approximately 2 p.m. I was conducting stationary speed enforcement in the area of Collier Boulevard and Naples Heritage Drive. I noticed a gray and colored Jeep utility approaching southbound at higher than posted the speed limit. I visually estimated the vehicle at 70 miles per hour. I activated my agency-issued handheld stalker laser and required a strong Doppler tone as well as a digital readout in conjunction with that tone of 69 miles per hour in a 50 mile per hour zone. I conducted a traffic stop on the vehicle. I identified the driver by his Florida-issued driver's license as Alexander Brown, and I issued him a speeding citation for 69 miles per hour in a 50 mile per hour zone. This did all occur in Collier County.
All right, thank you, Corporal. Mr. Brown, do you have any questions of the Corporal?
Yes, what I wanted to know, like on that day, it was 3 cars in front of me. I was behind 3 cars. I don't know how he clocked me out of 3 cars.
Okay.
Mr. Brown, I just pulled out of parking lot. So it was 3 cars before me, and I was behind them. So I got the last end of the stick. They were speeding. I was the one got the ticket.
Is there a question there for the Corporal? Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Did you have a specific question for the Corporal?
Yeah, I wanted to ask him, like, how could he clock me doing what did he say I was doing if it's 3 cars in front of me and I'm behind them cars?
All right, Corporal.
Mr. Brown, with a laser, it's an actual, it's like it's a red dot that we would place on the front of your vehicle. If there's any space between a vehicle, it's not like you're right up on, on their bumper, tailgating them. There's space. We place this marker on your vehicle. We'll depress the trigger, and that is how we get a speed measurement of your vehicle. So it is entirely possible to get vehicles in back, in front, or anything around, anything in traffic with a laser device.
That even with a car in front of me in all 3 lanes?
Yes, sir.
So when the last your gun being calibrated?
I submitted all that to the clerk, and Your Honor, you should have all my documentation up there.
I do. Mr. Brown, would you like to see the documentation submitted by the Corporal?
Yes, I don't mind.
All right, just a moment. Let me pull that up. Are you able to see that?
Yes.
Corporal, you want to?
This is my radar log, Mr. Brown. If you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see where it says that the date in question is 9/29 of 2020. You'll see the hours that I worked, as well as the OKs with the internal circuit check, stating that I did do a self-check. The document prior to that was the state of Florida certifying me that I am allowed to operate this device. And Your Honor, there should be at least another one that shows the certification date. And this is showing that the laser was certified August 4th of 2020, which was just a little about a month and a half prior to the use that I used. And this is just for the radar, Your Honor. This is my, I was static. This is my speedometer calibration.
Okay.
And this is also showing that the laser did pass the inspection, which is, Mr. Brown, we need to do this every 6 months per the state of Florida. And that's who did the testing.
All right.
Okay, I see it.
Okay. All right. Why is it not? Well, hang on 1 second. Okay. All right. Any other questions, Mr. Brown, for the corporal?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Corporal, any additional testimony in light of the questions?
No, Judge.
All right. Mr. Brown, any additional testimony you would like to provide?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Well, having heard the testimony from the corporal and Mr. Brown, I do find the defendant guilty. Mr. Brown, I am going to withhold adjudication. I'm going to impose the minimum fine amount of $150 plus court costs. I'll give you 90 days to pay those costs. If you need more time than that, you'll have to work out a payment arrangement with the clerk prior to the end of those 90 days.
Okay, so that's like I could go to the courts and set up a payment plan?
Yes, you can contact the clerk's office to set up a payment plan.
Okay, so what's the total amount?
So the total would be $253.
Okay, all right, I appreciate you.
All right, are you still on Hayes Street?
No.
Oh, okay, we better get your new address. Give me, Natalia, you ready?
2141.
Okay.
Northwest 74th Street, Miami, apartment 101, Miami, Florida 33147.
What's the zip code again?
33147.
Thank you.
All right. All right, well, thank you, Mr. Brown.
Okay, I thank you. I appreciate y'all.
All right, take care.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. That was my only case. May I be excused?
Yes, thank you, Corporal.
Thank you, sir. Bye now.
Bye-bye. All right, let me call on Mary Alice Warren. At least that's the screen name. All right, not responding. All right, let me go to Lindsay Kerrigan.
Yes, hello.
Hi, is this Lindsay Rose Kerrigan?
Yes.
All right, this is case number 20TR 25188. All All right, you're here on a speeding citation with Florida Highway Patrol.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do I have Corporal Sorrel Antigua? Yes. All right. All right. Ms. Kerrigan, would you like to proceed with the hearing, or do you want to try to resolve this case?
I would like to resolve it, please.
Okay, let me take a look at the citation and your driving record. Give me one moment. All right. Trooper, any objection to a withhold of adjudication?
No, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am, I'm going to withhold adjudication, impose the minimum fine amount of $175 plus court costs, and require a 4-hour driver improvement school. I'll give you 90 days to pay the fines and costs and 60 days to complete the school.
Okay, thank you. Can I please change the address that's on file? I believe it's incorrect.
Yes, go ahead with your correct address.
It's going to be 50 Wisdom Way.
Oh, hang on.
What's the number?
50.
55, 50?
Just 50, yes.
Western Way?
Yes, Wisdom Way, and that's Lake St. Louis, Missouri. And the zip code is 63367.
62315?
No.
63367.
Way out. Thank you.
All right, and it was Wisdom?
Yes.
WISDOM?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Go Cards. Never mind. Okay.
Oh, I got it. Sorry.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Kerrigan. You'll get that in the mail.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Your Honor, I have one more case.
Go ahead.
I don't see my defendant here.
Okay.
The name is Darren Lewis.
All right. Darren Lewis, case number 20TR 21756. Do I have Darren Lewis present? All right. Will you raise your right hand to be sworn? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
All right. Trooper, you may proceed with your testimony.
Yes, Your Honor. On Wednesday, September 16, 2020, at approximately 2:48 p.m., while working moving radar on I-75 near the 95-mile marker while facing east, I observed a black Mercedes in color, traveling west in the inside lane at a visually estimated 120 miles an hour. Proceeded to turn around and overtake the vehicle. It then activated, I misspoke. I activated my radar unit using the front antenna and received a digital readout of 123 miles an hour. And a Doppler tone consistent with the speed and visual estimation. I then turned around, overtook the vehicle. While in the process of overtaking the vehicle, I saw the vehicle making a lot of changing lanes rapidly and following too close all the vehicles. Finally overtook the vehicle, stopped on the right shoulder, the westbound lanes, and approached the vehicle on the passenger side. I noticed the driver and two other males inside the vehicle. Inquired for the license, registration, insurance. The driver produced a Maryland driver's license. And I conducted a search. On the record of the license, it was suspended from that state. So Mr. Lewis received a citation for speed and driving while suspended unknowingly on that day. Vehicle was removed by a tow company. I forget the name right now. And all these occur in Collier County, Florida.
All right, thank you. All right, last call for Darren Lewis. All right, having heard the testimony from the trooper, I find the defendant guilty I'm going to adjudicate guilty, impose a fine of $1,000 plus court costs, give them 90 days to pay, order a 12-hour driver improvement school, 60 days to complete, and order a D6 suspension based on the failure to appear. Thank you, Trooper.
This is my last case. May I be excused, please?
Yes, you may. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, let me go to Jemson Henry.
Hello.
Hi.
Yes, sir.
All right, this is case number 20TR24662. Give me a moment to pull that case
Your
up.
Honor.
This is with Trooper Ellis Saint. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Yes. All right, Mr. Henry, can you turn your camera on? Are you there, Mr. Henry?
Yes, I am. I'm trying.
Okay, there we are. Okay. Mr. Henry, you're here on a speeding citation. Were you looking to try to resolve this case, or do you want to go forward with a hearing?
I'm just trying to resolve it.
All right, let me take a look at it. Yeah, you have a couple of recent speeding citations. You received points on those. Looks like you probably just paid the fine. Trooper, give me one moment here. Trooper, he was going pretty fast. Do you have any objection to a withhold with some advanced driver improvement school?
No, Your Honor, I do not.
All right, Mr. Henry, if you want to enter a plea of no contest, I would do a withhold of adjudication, a fine of $300 plus court costs, and require a 12-hour driver improvement school.
How much is the total gonna be?
So it'd be the fine plus court costs would be $403. I'd give you 90 days to pay that. If you needed more time than that, you'd have to work out a payment arrangement with the clerk prior to the end of 90 days.
90 days, okay. What about the information for the school? You guys gonna send it by mail?
The driver improvement school, the 12-hour driver improvement school can be done online. You can go on the Department of Motor Vehicles website to get more information about that.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so ordered. Withhold $300 fine plus court costs, 90 days to pay, 12-hour driver improvement school, 60 days to complete, and that'll be it. All right, thank you, Mr. Henry.
Thank you. You have a good day.
Thank you, you too. All right, Trooper, you have another case?
I do have two more, Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead.
I have Jerry Del White and
all right, 20TR24482. Do I have Jerry Dale White present? No. Did I swear you in already, Trooper?
I have not.
All right, will you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, you may proceed with your testimony.
All right, Your Honor, on October 18th, 2020, at approximately 4:12 p.m., I was stationary on the median near mile marker 91. I was facing westbound traffic, and I was running stationary radar. I observed the vehicle traveling west at a high rate of speed on the inside lane. It was passing other vehicles on the left. I visually estimated that vehicle to be traveling at 100 miles an hour. I activated my radar speed measuring device, and I did receive a reading of 101 miles per hour. by display in a clear, steady audio Doppler tone consistent with the speed. The speed limit on this road is 70 miles an hour. I then initiated a lawful traffic stop. I made a passenger side approach. I introduced myself and I stated the reason for the stop. I asked if there was a legal reason for his action. He said, mine said 95. I then requested a driver's license, registration, and insurance. He did not have his license with him. I asked if the address that he has on file on his license was correct. He said yes. I then identified him by the picture on NCIC, FCIC that he had on his driver's license. He had 2 passengers in the vehicle. I then cited him for failure to exhibit and speed. And this all occurred in Collier County.
All right, last call for Jerry Dale White. All right, having heard the testimony from the trooper, I find the defendant guilty. I'll adjudicate him guilty, impose a fine of $250 plus court costs, give him 90 days to pay, require an 8-hour driver improvement school, 60 days to complete, and order a D6 suspension based on the failure to appear. All right, trooper, you've got one more case?
Yes, I do, and that is 20 TR 024663 for Evel Morissette, if I'm saying that correctly.
Okay. Evel Morissette, 20 TR 24663. Is Evel Morissette present? All right, go ahead with your testimony, trooper.
And this occurred on October 13th, 2020. And it was approximately 9:25 p.m. I was stationary on the median near mile marker 96. I was facing westbound traffic and I was running stationary radar. It's when I observed the vehicle traveling west at a high rate of speed on the inside lane. It was passing one other vehicle. I visually estimated the vehicle to be traveling at 100 miles an hour. I activated my radar speed measuring device. I received a reading of exactly 100 miles an hour by display in a clear, steady audio Doppler tone, consistent with the speed display. The speed limit on this road is 70 miles an hour. I then initiated a lawful traffic stop. I made a passenger side approach. I introduced myself and I stated the reason for the stop. I asked if there was a legal reason for his action. He said no. I did not pay attention. I requested a driver's license, registration, and insurance. I asked if the address on his driver's license was correct, and he said yes. I then identified him by the picture on his Florida driver's license. He did have 1 passenger in the vehicle. I then cited him for speed, and the traffic stop was concluded, and this all occurred in Collier County.
All right, last call for Evel Morissette. All right, having heard the testimony from the defendant, from the trooper, I find the defendant guilty. I'll adjudicate him guilty, impose a fine of $250 plus court costs, give him 90 days to pay, require an 8-hour driver improvement school, 60 days to complete, and order a D6 suspension based on their failure to appear. All right, thank you, trooper. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right,
as well, thank you.
Thank you. All right, let me go to the sheriff's office there. What's that case? All right. All right, Sergeant, I think you're my last one here.
Afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon. Looks like you're here on Brandon. Uh-oh, it's a tough one. Luises?
Yes, sir.
All right, case number 20 TR 23479. Do I have Brandon Luises in the courtroom? Citation is for unsecure load. All right, Sergeant, will you raise your right hand to be sworn? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, Sergeant, you may proceed with your testimony.
So this occurred on Tuesday, October the 6th at around 11:24 a.m. And we were on Davis Boulevard, west from Santa Barbara Boulevard chain, traveling in an easterly direction. The offender was driving a junk hauling express truck, which I've submitted pictures into evidence for you there, that had wood and other kinds of debris that were hanging over the top and over the side of the vehicle. So he was driving down the road and there was no tarp attached to the truck. They had a bar for the tarp, but the tarp was missing. He was the operator of the truck that identified with his Florida driver's license. And he said there was nothing he could do because they didn't supply him with a tarp.
His business didn't supply him with one.
That's what he said.
Give me 1 moment here.
Sure.
Okay, I just reviewed your exhibits. I think I need to recuse myself from this case. So, Natalia, can we reset this with another judge?
Yes, you're at a 1:30 hearing.
Is it a mandatory hearing?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, let's set it for a 1:30. And Sergeant, I sincerely apologize that you've been on here this long and now I'm having to recuse myself.
It's all good, Judge.
Okay, it's gonna be continued to March 31st at 1:30 with Judge Crown.
March 31st at 1:30 with Judge Crown.
Perfect. I've got it. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you, Sergeant. Again, I'm sorry.
All good. Thanks. Have a good day.
Okay. Thank you. You too. Natalia, do I need to do a written order on the recusal or should we just continue to call it a continuance?
It's just a continuance.
Okay. All right. Because it's not really, technically, I'm not assigned. Okay. Let me see if this person in the room, Mary Alice Warren, are you there? Screen name, Mary Alice Warren. You'll have to unmute your microphone. Okay, well, I don't know what's going on there. I'm showing 4 cases left, are you? Or no, I'm sorry, 3.
I'm just showing one case, Carmona Rodriguez.
All right, let me see. Okay, I was made aware of this case. At this time, I'll dismiss the citation in case number 20 TR 9840.
Okay. Okay, my docket is complete.
Okay, I'm showing 2 other cases. Let me just do a refresh. Maybe they dropped off.
Yeah.
No.
Who
Okay.
are they?
Oh no, we did. Oh no, we did both. Oh, okay, they're gone.
Okay. I was going to tell you on the case that you want to remove the D6, you want to have it lifted, I will need an order.
Okay.
That's for case number 20 TR 12982.
20 TR
12982.
All right, that was on McGarry.
Yes.
Okay. Order lifting the D6.
Correct.
Anything else?
That's all.